How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Snowstorm Studios, guys. It's Thursday, so we're back with the third podcast, and I wanted to make a couple announcements before we dive in. We have started an hour earlier tonight. I decided to go an hour earlier because why not? See how it goes. And then the other change we made tonight, guys, there is no script. So with our guest tonight, I'm going to be sort of freeballing it because I've gotten some critiques and people have said, hey, they seem very interview-esque, where we want more of a discussion. So let me know how you guys feel about that during chat to my mods who are in chat, and let me know how you feel about that after stream when we'll be going live at 9 p.m. with our normal Elder Scrolls stream. But with all that out of the way, guys, let's dig into this podcast. My guest tonight, guys, is my other brother. So the first podcast, we had my brother, John. Today, guys, we have my youngest brother, Matthew, joining us. Matt, thanks for being on. I appreciate it, man.
It is not a pleasure.
It is not a pleasure. Oh, boy. Guys, Matthew is a interesting individual, as he is not as big of an Elder Scrolls player as he is an Elder Scrolls Online player, as much as he is an Elder Scrolls player. So Matthew has dived very deep into Skyrim. He's dived a lot into Elder Scrolls Online in a very different way than I have, where I'm very dungeon-oriented and very much competitively oriented. Matthew's much more of a quester, a lore nerd, and something different for the show, and I wanted him to be my test subject for this off-the-cuff sort of podcast, that sort of thing. So, Matt, again, thanks for being on, and I guess we can start out the conversation with what are you currently doing in the realm of Elder Scrolls right now? What's going on?
Well, it is actually honestly great to be here. What I'm actually doing in the realm of Elder Scrolls right now is I'm playing Skyrim. Shocker, I've been playing like 7 years. And I'm trying to actually 100% complete the game, get all the trophies on my PlayStation.
Oh, dang. How's that been going?
It's a pain. I had to like pickpocket 50 people the other day. Jesus.
So, so it sounds like you're taking a break from the Elder Scrolls Online, because we know you are a player who's been on streams before. We've seen you. So are you on another break?
I am on another break, although I think I'm playing tonight.
I think he will be and tonight. That is a good point. So he'll be back from his little hiatus. But that's an interesting.
I have not played in a month. I think month and a half. I think.
So I guess that's a good place to start, because you see a lot of people in Elder Scrolls Online, including ourselves, taking breaks, coming back, leaving the game, coming back. And what do you think the reason for that is?
I mean, we do it all the time. I definitely do it more than you and John have done it, and or Alex. I don't think Alex has ever stopped playing the game, to be honest.
No,
yeah, but I just get bored. I find the game sometimes just uneventful. You said as more I quest more, and as everyone kind of knows, the quests aren't great. There's some good ones here and there, but every once in a while you just kind of hit like, oh, go get 4 ectoplasm. Oh, thanks. That's what I want.
Not always the most eventful things.
Yeah, and it always just bums me out. I mean, tell you the truth, I don't know how you guys keep playing it. I don't know. I don't like find dungeons and trials and all that stuff that entertaining. I just get bored.
Yeah, I think from a quester's point of view, I think it's not an unfair thing to say that Skyrim, Oblivion, even Morrowind had much more fleshed out quests with much more interesting content, lore-wise, story-wise, and also like role-playing-wise, whereas Elder Scrolls, I think, Online, at least at the beginning, I think went more for a quantity over quality sort of thing. So Elder Scrolls Online maybe had more quests than Skyrim or Morrowind or Oblivion, but the quests weren't as interesting as you said. Collect 5 of these, collect 8 of these. You find yourself being a slave to the quest giver, and you really can't forge your own path. So I can't see a lot of people role-playing those quests, but I'm interested. It's funny, I said I wasn't going to have questions, but it kind of, I think even off the cuff I have questions. So have you been enjoying the DLC dungeons? Have those been giving you any enjoyment? And did you beat Somerset then take the break, or what's been the game set, the mindset there?
My question is just really fast. It's like a yes or no. Did the new dungeons come out like last 2 days ago or something?
They did. We don't have them on Xbox yet, so new dungeons come out a couple of weeks later. I think the 28th, so I think early next week.
I was curious. Well, I guess I really haven't played many of the new dungeons.
No, I was talking about the new DLCs, like the quests and stuff.
Oh, the new deal. Oh, is it Somerset?
Like Somerset, Morrowind, Orsinium, like those stories give you like a little more excitement.
So, Somerset, I thought was kind of disappointing.
Really? All right, I guess we can dive into that first.
The Sigil Order quests are tedious. The main quest seemed like it was going this really cool route with all these Daedric princes, and then just kind of had a cut-out ending, and it kind of bummed me out.
Okay.
So,
Okay. How long? So, are you a guy who listens to the dialogue as it goes through? Or are you a guy who's rushing through it, or are you?
oh, I listen to everything.
You okay? You listen to everything. Have you ever found that the readers read their lines very slowly?
So slowly.
I don't know if that's just to make it seem longer so they can say they have longer gameplay. I'm not 100% sure, but I definitely have noticed in Elder Scrolls Online, it seems like the quest readers or the NPCs read very, very slow.
Oh no, they do, and it sometimes gets on your nerves. But then you'll have other characters they'll have in the game that read really fast, and it's just kind of like, all right, I feel like I just missed super important things with a ton of jargon I actually didn't understand.
Yeah, no, for sure. And sometimes I don't know the lore, and I think with the Sigic Order storyline, and even some of the Somerset stuff, I had to go back and freshen up on some of my lore, like on Clavicus Vile and Mephala and stuff, where I didn't know those Daedric princes too well.
Well, I thought it was interesting. Is it okay if I drop spoilers?
Yeah. Guys, before we do it, everyone, spoiler alert, we're at 8 minutes. If you're watching a YouTube video, I'd speed up to about 10 minutes. And yeah, anyone who's in the stream, just lower the volume here. And when I give this thumbs up, that'll mean spoilers are over. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, spoil.
Dumbledore's eyes. Sorry. No. One thing that really bummed me out was in Morrowind, Clavicus Vile was the main bad guy. He was the one taking Vivek's powers.
Yep.
Right there, when that whole little twist happened, I was so into it. It was like, yes, Clavicus Vile's back. I love that quest with Barbas and Skyrim. It just brought me right back to Skyrim. It was fantastic. Then in this one, Somerset, Clavicus Vile's back again. And I thought there would have been a good scene with him where I don't know, talk to him or like someone's talking to him. He goes, after that whole tribe with Vivek and all this stuff, he's doing this now. And I just felt like it was weird to put Clavicus Vile again with all these Daedric princes you just have, like the 4 of them you have in Somerset. Mm-hmm. And it seemed, I'm just gonna be, I feel like I'm critiquing Elder Scrolls Online here. I do love the game. Yeah. I take break games all the time to try new ones, but to do that, it just seemed kind of lazy.
No, that's fair. I think they were doing this Daedric storyline, and I think they were building something really cool, but maybe they didn't execute it to your liking in Somerset. I know that was also the closing, so maybe they were trying to be a little overclimactic, maybe?
I feel like that's they were trying to do something. I remember seeing him in the trailer, and it's like that. And still, it could be the best ESO trailer. That CGI Somerset one they did. That one's so cool.
That was good.
Falling at the end, I was like, "This is gonna be the best thing ever." It shows Clavicus Vile in the background, like holding his helmet with Barbas next to him, and I was like, "Oh my God, he's back!" I thought it might have been like a sequel to Morrowind.
But it was more like he was in a combination with them, and you didn't like that.
Yeah, it was more of just like I didn't even bring it up.
That's understandable.
Well, no, I get it because like, not everyone who played Somerset got Morrowind. A large majority probably did, but not everyone. I don't know. Someone who, I guess, loves story-based character games. Like, I will not talk about them in this podcast because this is Elder Scrolls, but Uncharted and The Last of Us and all that stuff, they're my favorite games. They're the games I always go back and play because I love the characters and the story. I feel like ESO has never done that. Now, I am going to praise ESO, and when you bring up Hrothgar, I will talk about how amazing that is when we get to it, though.
Okay, yeah. We'll get to all those because, again, this podcast, guys, is very heavily on the questing of Elder Scrolls Online, where Matthew has a lot of expertise. He knows a lot about the lore of ESO, where people like myself haven't had as much time to delve into those quests and really enrich themselves in the lore. But I liked Somerset. I thought Somerset added a couple cool things. I liked Morrowind better, even though Morrowind, I think, had a really tough launch and also wasn't great for the patch notes because they nerfed a lot of builds. But I enjoyed Morrowind more with the new class, the new PvP mode, and, all we got was we also got a new trial Morrowind, but then in Somerset they kind of pulled back more, and I think focused on the stories. And I still liked Somerset, and I loved the ending. The thing I want to talk about was the ending. Sorry, I'm having a brain fart here. The ending, I think it's Mephala. She wanted to exist in every realm, every single.
Right, so the tower.
Yeah, every universe. She wanted to be in every split universe. So I thought that was cool because it seemed like Elder Scrolls was kind of saying, hey, This might not be the normal universe you've always been in when you play the main title games. And I was like, finally, they've like given a little hint to that, because maybe they're saying, yeah, we can do whatever we want with the lore because this is a different universe than the one we've been living in Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim.
So I was really interested in that too. And then I was hoping that, in a sense, you almost had to go back and find Abnar Tharn to get the Amulet of Kings back to fight Mephala, another Daedric prince, alongside some of the other Daedric princes who you team up with.
Yep.
And I was at the end, I'm like, this is gonna be the best thing ever. And then like you just fight her champion, and then someone else fights her, and that's the end.
Yep, yeah. Sometimes I think ESO's gameplay makes it underwhelming when you're in a really epic moment. I thought when you got the Amulet of Kings in the main quest, that was really well done. I thought they really
it's so epic.
Yeah, I thought that was well executed.
I wanted that moment again. It would have been great, like, to bring back Abnar Tharn and have you fight side by side with him again. Although he's kind of a dick.
Yeah, I think we're hitting at a bigger mark where we're talking about. I think MMOs in general, when they're writing content and story, they need to not treat the players like morons who need to be babies, like have their hand held through the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? It'd be great if Somerset took some risks and made some real drawbacks to other quests like Hrothgar, Morrowind, the main story, and it was a payoff for the people who quest. Because I know a lot of these people that quest, including yourself, are doing all the quests, and the people that aren't questing aren't going and doing the Somerset ones. Oh, I'm now going to start questing. A lot of people don't start there, and I think ESO put themselves in a bind where they said, oh, well, you can start in any DLC. You can start in Morrowind. You can start in Somerset. It's like, oh, so there's no progression of the story? Like, we watch, like, what it'd be like watching,
I know what you're going to bring up, because I was going to bring it up. It's like skipping right to Infinity War.
Yeah, exactly. Or it's like...
You don't want that to happen, but the build-up to from the first Iron Man to all 18 movies later to Infinity War is so freaking fantastic that it's worth all of it to get to that point.
No, I agree 100%. I even think it's like, what is it, Black Mirror, where every single episode has nothing to do with the last one. I feel like they're doing that with the stories, and you only can have so many new original stories where you maybe want like Orsinium 2 or something, or some extension onto the story, because I think more people would find themselves enthralled in that than a whole new story that they have to dive into and learn all these new things. And I think ZeniMax was trying to juggle, hey, we're still adding to the Daedric storyline, but we're giving new story quests so people can start there. And I think when you have half and half, you really don't actually do one of them very well. And so a lot of the community gets very frustrated with the quests because ZeniMax is trying to please everyone instead of just the questers. So
yeah, that's fair. That's definitely...
I think that's one of the problems that
And it is more appealing to just to say, hey, you just jump right in this game, than to say, yeah, you gotta do this, this, and this, and this, then this will make sense, and it'll just be like that. I'm one who fully believes in payoff, so.
Me too. I think when it comes to story, I think they should really go heavy into the story and not half-ass it. And that's just me. And
if it wasn't Elder Scrolls, I wouldn't say that, but it's...
Yeah, well, you take on a certain amount of responsibility when you put the Elder Scrolls name in your title. When you start milking that cow, you need to give us some damn tasty milk. It can't be anything less than that. So I think it's a problem that ZeniMax has tried to overcome. I think I guess we can talk about the good ones. I mean, obviously you've been a fan of Orsinium, you voiced it on my YouTube channel, you voiced it on stream, so I guess we can talk about Orsinium a little bit and what really captivated. What did Orsinium do that the other ones haven't been doing?
So, Orsinium had characters.
Okay.
Felt for King Bosrog and King Koreg, I think. I haven't played it in a little. And you wanted to see these... You hated one and liked the other. I'm not going to spoil who, of course. And you wanted to see these characters progress, and you wanted to help them. And I thought that was such a... I was playing, I was like, I've never had this in an Elder Scrolls Online quest before. And then that whole twist at the end and everything, it honestly reminded me of The Dark Knight. I was playing it, and that ending mission you do is so good. It is so awesome. It reminded me of The Dark Knight. It was kind of like, remember this person for the hero he was, and don't tell people of the monster he became. And you just have that moment. You're just like...
I think one of the things I've seen a lot too, and I played through Orsinium most of it, because it was smaller scale, they could focus on a lot more and be a lot more, what's the word? They could go a lot deeper in depth to the characters because it was just Orsinium. It was just King Korak's story. It wasn't all of Somerset. It wasn't all of Morrowind. It wasn't these grand stories.
All these Daedric princes. Yeah, it was just these characters. Yeah. It was condensed, and you felt, and I can go back and tell the story again.
Yeah, I think their eyes get too big for their stomachs sometimes. But again, I think that's what an MMO is, though. You need to be able to sell it, and you need to like
No,
when
it's
people.
it's true.
A lot of people coming into ESO don't know what Orsinium is, but a lot of people know what Somerset is, and a lot of people knew what Morrowind was. So, from a marketing standpoint, I'm not hating on ZeniMax, but
No,
and
I can't either. This is an MMO.
yeah. Oh, it is. I mean that's one of the hardest.
This is an RPG.
builds.
This isn't. You don't play this for the stories. You play it for the online aspects.
Yeah, this isn't one of those games that you pick up and say I'm gonna play just like Skyrim. I'll have people come into my stream and they'll be like, "Oh, I played Skyrim," and I'm like, you can play it like Skyrim, but you're gonna have your experience where you get very burnt out because these quests become repetitive. The combat is fun when it's technical, but it's never. I think quests are too easy in general. I think I've never been stumped on a quest. At least not mechanics wise. I've never fought a final boss on a mechanic and been like, oh, I have to like level up more to beat this. It's always been an easy thing because I don't know why actually, but that's I've always had that.
Well, that is a thing. They are pretty easy. I've run into like one moment where it's just kind of a pain. It's that wolf in High Rock. We're doing rock quest like Felucia or something.
Yep.
This is just with this absurd amount of health. It just isn't worth it. But real story. Me and John first got the game for our computers. We saved up enough money to buy a Daedric armor book. Because with Daedric armor, this is the strongest armor in Elder Scrolls Online. Of course it is. How could it not be? It's Daedric armor.
Yep. Yeah, that's how we've all played.
And we got a rude awakening when we made it. It was the same level as what we had. Like,
yep. No, yeah. I think the idea of making an Elder Scrolls MMO that would appeal to Elder Scrolls players was there. I think. I don't think it's possible without giving up some of the MMO aspects that give an MMO 10 years of lifespan. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. And just another thing about Hrothgar, the lands they built, the snowy
beautiful,
and all that stuff. It's just great to run around. And I mean, it's nostalgic because it just reminds me of Skyrim.
Yep.
And that is a problem sometimes, but with Skyrim, it's never a problem.
So, What's the mindset when you take these breaks? Because I do want to delve into this. The people I've talked to before, John and Ninja Monkey, they both are very hardcore, addicted Elder Scrolls Online players, just like me, to the point where it's every night, working their butt off to get better. What do you think is making you leave the game so easily, to the point where you're like, oh, I'd rather play this than this, even though the time you put into this game obviously means something, you know?
I'm not competitive.
Okay.
I couldn't care if we didn't complete the dungeon or not. I couldn't care if my guy didn't hit that much. It's just like, it doesn't bother me. I just want to play a game and have fun.
Understandable. Yeah.
So it's like the end game, no matter what you do in Elder Scrolls Online, is dungeons and trials.
It's more MMO based.
It's more MMO based. So when new quests come out, new land comes out, I definitely pick back up the game, might make a new character. I tell you the truth, I don't have a bad time grinding. I just like toss on a Netflix show and I just don't really pay attention to what I'm doing and watch the show. I watch like the entirety of The Office grinding up one of my characters. That doesn't bother me.
That's fair. That's fair. I think it comes right back to that problem of, I think people, at least in your in your realm of playing ESO, maybe run out of content, but also don't have the will to go do new things, because you're like, if this is a $40 DLC, I can't imagine what the base game quests are going to be, and it's sort of a downgrade.
Definitely is a downgrade. And again, I don't know. I've never been a big fan of doing the dungeons and trials, so when I'm leveling up my character to do something I don't really like, I kind of lose focus on leveling up my character because I know it's just going to lead to something I don't care for. And then I'm just like, all right, I'll just go play something else.
Yeah, no, for sure. And so, yeah, I mean, like I said, I see a lot of people go back to Skyrim and they play, and they go back and play because they're missing that quality quest time. They're missing that role playing. The beauty of Skyrim is unmatched. I mean, you open it up.
Oh God, you walk around Skyrim and that song.
Oh, it's breathtaking. It's breathtaking.
And
ESO is still beautiful.
Jog.
I think ESO is a beautiful MMO.
Yeah.
You walk around Somerset, it's breathtaking. You walk around, I think Stormhaven and Wayrest are both beautiful as well. I love fall. I love that vibe. But I think ESO has to work on the quest. So I guess the final things with ESO I want to talk with you about is, what's your favorite thing about ESO? What's the one thing that you're like, you know what, they did this right? What do you enjoy most about ESO? What's the
very broad. Throughout playing Skyrim, all I wanted was you and John next to me kicking ass.
Yep.
So Yeah, that's it. The online aspect of Elder Scrolls Online is my favorite part of it.
Yeah,
Although
well,
that, where I have my problems with it, it's my favorite aspect at the same time.
yeah, I think it's a thing where sometimes the players make the MMO, not the actual company.
Yeah.
You can be playing some of the worst single-player content, but being with 2 of your brothers or 2 of your friends or just anything and being able to do things, I mean, special.
I mean, when me and John first got the game, we wanted to go to Skyrim so bad, just so we could both be in Skyrim together. Sorry, my computer just turned off. That was really weird.
That's okay.
We ran. This is before Tamriel 1, as the game first came out, so all the areas were scaled.
Yep. Yeah. So
we had to level up to like champion at the time, champion like 10, and then run from Davenport up to Windhelm. And like still this thing we did, but both of us sat in Sky. We did it. We made it.
yeah, that's true. Before Tamriel 1, this game was very different. I think Tamriel 1 was much more for the quester, for the role player, where you could go start at any zone and be able to do what you want. It wasn't a locked region that you had to beat to get to the next one, or you're going to be too low of a level. And then, so your favorite thing is the online aspect, which is fair. It's broad, but it's fair. What's your least favorite thing, or something you could change? If you could change one thing, if someone said, hey, we can change this about Elder Scrolls Online to make you come back, just tell us what it is, what would you do?
What would it... I mean, I would just say more RPG elements. I don't know, maybe the housing definitely added to it. Can't really do a lot in your house now. You can't really do it in the house still, I mean.
Well,
so...
you can, but you can't do stuff in the housing there's MMO restrictions, so I don't mean...
Yeah, there's MMO restrictions. I guess just a little bit more Elder Scrolls elements.
Yeah, I think one of the big things for me would be branching dialogue.
Yeah, that's a big one. Like, choices.
I think choices in the beginning of a quest, not just at the end, where you determine what happens to them, and it's so instant it doesn't matter. I think group quests would be a great one. You and me being able to be in a quest together, and the NPCs know there's 2 of us, and goes, oh, there's a group of you. Good. We need you to clear this. And then you could join like the army and have army dailies where you have to go clear out bandits in certain areas.
That'd be super fun.
I think things like that, because that was one of the things in Skyrim that was so fun, was you'd go into a tavern and just be like, you got any rumors? Yeah, there's a bunch of assholes down that cave down there. Oh yeah, I'll go kick their butt. And like that was something that was just so special. And then I feel like ESO doesn't capitalize on that, and I think that's because in Elder Scrolls Online, you walk in the wilderness and it's very, very placed mobs. Well, in Skyrim, a bear can travel from Whiterun to Windhelm probably, and
and kill you.
Yeah.
But I guess that was like my big point. It's kind of cheesy to say, but I feel like the wonder of Elder Scrolls is gone.
Okay.
Like, and he does do this. You walk into a cave and then you find a new quest in there, and you're like, oh, what is this? But when you do that in Skyrim, I have like a dilemma where I hit pause on the remote and sit there and think to myself, like, what quest do I want to do now? Well, this one's going to lead to that. This one could lead to that. Well, that one's that. In ESO, I'm just kind of like, I'll do that one, level up a little bit, and I'll do that one, level up a little bit, and I'll go do more just to level up a little bit.
Maybe it's an unescapable. When you're playing an MMO, all you think about is leveling up.
Yeah, it's just, it is that. So, yeah, I guess my biggest problem with ESO is the MMO aspect.
That's fair.
And much more broad than that.
As you know, when we started streaming here at Snowstorm Studios, we played a lot like that. I was running builds that didn't work.
Yeah.
I was questing a lot, and
this is gonna go up on the YouTube channel, and everyone knows what YouTube video is also still up on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about it.
Well-rounded kid.
But from someone who I feel like has made a jump from where you were to where I am, as I've always said to you, and we say it off camera all the time, that competitive play is a lot of fun if you have a team that's really special and you have fun working around. I think one of the reasons I don't mind logging on ESO every day, and I think it's the reason my team doesn't, is we're progressing together and trying to beat tough things. So anytime we can go and work at that, I think that's fun. But I think ESO is fun because you get to be competitive in the Elder Scrolls arena. In Skyrim, you're the best. There's no question. You're the best. In Elder Scrolls Online, I love that aspect of, I'm not the best, I'm not this special. And I think some of the role-playing can actually come in to being a dungeon diver, being a trials guy, because the quests role-playing are tough to do, but if you just role-play like, my guy goes in the dungeons, tries to beat hard things with his team, and other people try to do the same thing, you can definitely fit into your character's skin and try to work and make that character better. And I think that's what I've started doing. and I think it's really rejuvenated my love for Elder Scrolls Online to the point where I play every night, and you see great improvement too, and beating things with your team is really special. So I would only tell you that might be worth it.
I might give that a try. I'm gonna go play here in a little bit. My big thing is fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. Language.
It's okay.
Curse.
You can curse. It's alright.
My favorite thing to do when playing a video game is I get on my console or whatever, I start the game, I put one headphone in to listen to music, and I put a movie on in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this is just online games for me, when I'm playing with people, I can't really do that because mic and then Victor is gonna be singing, and that's kind of annoying. And so just kind of I gotta shut everything off to talk to this person, focus on the game. And I was kind of like laying back and relaxing and like listening to some stories and stuff and all
That's
that.
completely understandable. You know, when you play Elder Scrolls and do these tough dungeons, you gotta sit up. It's not a sit back and relax.
Yeah, you gotta sit up. You gotta make sure you time it right. Which, if that's everyone's like that, that's fine.
Yeah, and I think when you're trying to improve and you see that improvement, it becomes addicting. But regardless, yeah, I agree. Elder Scrolls needs to work on their role-playing aspects a little bit. I think they could change some stuff like I suggested. I think with player housing, I talked about with Ninja Monkey, he kind of refuted it, but I still say I think being able to buy a house with another person and being able to bring your made furniture into their house and be able to combine your furniture when it is pricey to get furniture, I think would have a lot more people in player housing and really excite the community. Because I would love to be able to make a base with like you and John, and we could like have all of our trophy heads up of all the monsters we kill. Like,
that'd be cool.
I think that'd be cool, but you know, we all have our own house, and it's like, well, it doesn't feel very online because we've had our own houses for 3 straight games now. We want to have houses with our friends. So,
And it's true, there are guild houses, but again, that more falls in line of like there's like 100 people who can go to that house. It's not just you.
Exactly.
It's like it kind of defeats the purpose. It's like at that point you're in a dorm.
Yeah, 100%.
Thanks.
Let's start talking about it though. It's something I kind of don't talk about a lot on my channel because there's just too much speculation, but I figure we can get what we want to down here, and that is the Elder Scrolls.
Oh, let's go.
6. So, the Elder Scrolls 6 guys was announced at PAX. Not PAX.
Many tears were shed.
What was it announced at? What was that?
E3.
E3.
Yeah.
And Matthew, who's just such a big Elder Scrolls fan, my first question is, where do you think it is with that video? Do you think it's in High Rock, where the sun's setting in the right place, or
yes,
Hammerfell, where that mountain is?
So, High Rock and Hammerfell are definitely the 2 places. I'm not looking at the position of the center of the mountains yet. I'm just trying to landscape.
Mm-hmm.
And so you definitely desert and sand.
Yep.
Desert and grass, I mean. Desert and sand. Wow, Matt.
It's okay.
Wait,
let me cut.
I'm leaning more. Yeah, go for it.
I just side story. Last podcast, I am Ninja Monkey said I have 22 houses, or I have 31 houses, 22 done, and the rest, or what did he say? He said I had 31 houses, 22 are done. I'm like, oh, so you have 11 you haven't done. So saying stupid things during the podcast, don't worry about it. I've made my fair share of mistakes, but keep going. I'm sorry I cut you off.
I'm leaning more towards the Alakir Desert, Redguard.
Yep.
And because I'm leaning towards that because right before that they announced that Dragonborn was the last DLC for Skyrim, they did something with the title Redguard. They like, I don't know exactly the right jargon to use, but like it came up and they like did something with it. I don't know. It came up and it was important to Skyrim. So I feel like this is going to take place in Redguard, and it's going to be about the Redguards bringing together the Imperials and the Stormcloaks to come together to take out the Thalmor once and for all, and take down the elves.
That would be amazing. I would be so...
Just be incredible.
Yep,
I would freak out.
That
like, don't have the main story be about, like, dragons and Daedric princes and all that stuff. Just have it focus on that. I mean, you can even have a main story with Daedric princes and stuff. I would still love that, but still. As long as I want this game to be the focus of that.
No, yeah, that's 100%. If you could pick any area to have it in, actually, you know what, before we dive into that question, with the, do you think there's enough information for you to think that High Rock is, or the Alakir Desert's actually a safe bet, or if you were a betting man, would you say it's that or no?
Yes,
Really?
I would put money down unless they come out and say, oh, that was just we wanted to put the title up. We didn't really know what we were doing with the landscape, which I know that's not Bethesda's way. That sounds more like
Yeah, well then it's like it comes out and then Todd Howard says, well there's a lot of things in there that the fans will be able to pick out, and then literally every fan was like really looking to try to analyze everything
just dissect that.
And Todd Howard, for all we know, could have been trolling. Like it's tough.
For all we know, the Elder Scrolls 6 is even happening. Todd Howard just put that. I think it was happening.
Yeah, for sure. So a couple things I want to ask about Elder Scrolls 6. If you could have it in any area, where would you want it?
Can I pick the area I think it's in?
You want it there?
Because I want it there for the reason that because the Red Guards held back the Unmarried Dominion in the. So the only place it would make sense to have the Imperials and Stormcloaks team up would be if you did it through the Red Guards. So that is the one reason I would want it there.
That's understandable. Yeah, I honestly would like it there too. I would have
I would swear, and to see some of the other creatures that live in Elsewhere that we had never seen, like I forget what they're called, but like Khajiits can be born differently.
Oh yeah, there's like 11 different forms of Khajiit. I would have loved it to be there, and you could pick between them. That would have been cool.
That'd be really cool to see.
That would have been really cool, actually. I think if they're going with the Alakir Desert, I think they're making a very safe bet with that game.
So a lot of people want that for some reason.
Yeah,
I want it.
I think it's a good place to close up the story with what you said. For anyone who doesn't know, the Fourth War was what happened right before we start Skyrim, and it really destroyed most of Tamriel. But the Red Guards actually held off the Unmarried Dominion, who were trying to take over everything. So that's a great point. I think that's fair. There were some birds in there. I've watched a lot of analysis videos. There were some birds in there, and they said those birds are only on the coasts of Hammerfell. So I was like, well, that's an interesting theory, but I like it. Yeah. What do you want to see in Elder Scrolls 6 that Skyrim didn't do well? Is there anything in there that you're like, Skyrim?
This is actually a really good question that I've been talking about, because I've gone back and I'm playing Skyrim, and the only game I've been relating it to was Fallout 4.
Yep. Okay.
I loved, and I'm playing it and I'm realizing things that they really improved on. They kind of screwed up on with Skyrim, and although it's worse in ESO and it's a little bit better in Skyrim, but it's characters. Like I'm looking back to Skyrim, and there isn't a character in Skyrim that when they die I'm really distraught. Like I've had moments in Fallout where I had to kill my best friend, and I sit there and I'm thinking for hours, how did I get in this situation, and I end up having to shoot him, and it's as I roleplay the game, it kills me and a part of the character. And it's just these great story scenes that happen in Fallout 4 that really don't happen in Skyrim all that often. Now, I like Skyrim better because of the world and just the downright beautifulness of it and nostalgia reasons, because it's Skyrim. Yep. But I would love to see, and again on the characters, Fallout 4 added a great thing where if you, with a character and you get a character to follow you along, like follow up through your missions, the more you're with him, the more he'll talk to you and the more he'll tell you about himself, which requests for that character.
Okay.
And it's really interesting. So you almost want to have people follow you around because you want to learn more about him. And it's great. And I hope Elder Scrolls 6 adds that character development in this game. Because when you talk to these characters, they talk to you and you're like, I feel for you. Like, you're one of my friends.
Yeah, I think, that's a good point. Skyrim definitely was innovative, but Fallout 4 probably made some great changes. So.
Yeah. And another one
we'll see
is
76
just really fast.
Well. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, say that again?
No, go.
Oh, another one is the crafting. Like the way you could build your house in Fallout 4 was a really, really fun addition. Like whenever I'm bored, I'm like, I'm just gonna go build a cool house in Fallout. And I can have machines that spin around and shoot little balls that then open my doors or shoot fireworks and all that stuff, turn on lights. It was really cool, and I was like, I wish this was in Skyrim, because then they did add Hearthfire, but it was like you can get layouts and then build the layouts, and layouts are all the same. But like this is just like it's like Minecraft almost, and that was awesome in Fallout 4. So I hope they put that in Elder Scrolls 6. You can go anywhere in the woods and build a log cabin, and then like live off the land. You don't need any other games if you have that in Skyrim. Like,
yeah, that's true. That's true. I agree 100%. Some of the things I'd like to see is just improved combat a little bit. Skyrim's combat sometimes feels a little dated.
It's
choppy.
Choppy. Yeah. I've been doing a lot of archery, bow and arrow stuff lately, and that's definitely the best part of Skyrim, in my opinion. I got really good at that, and it's really fun. But yeah, going with like a two-handed sword and a shield and a sword is fun, but it does like it's just kind of like hit.
It's ironic too because the bow is probably the worst part in Elder Scrolls Online, in my opinion.
I was gonna say I was like, and the bow.
Yeah, it's
actually
funny.
You don't get your own arrows. It's just kind of like, I get it, but come on.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I feel like being an archer in ESO isn't as rewarding as an archer in Skyrim.
Yeah,
What are you gonna do about it now? You know.
Yeah.
With Elder Scrolls 6 is... Sorry, we just got hosted.
Oh, sweet.
Ninja Monkey just hosted for 45 viewers.
Hey, all right.
Thank you. And thank you to the follows, too. I don't mean to usually cut in the middle of a podcast, but anyone coming from Ninja Monkey's channel, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. We're talking about Elder Scrolls 6 right now, actually. But oh, God, I just lost my train of thought. It was going to be something very profound, too, Matthew. That was going to be the big thing.
You said Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah, that's...
it's kind of a broad, like...
Yeah, but I think Elder Scrolls 6 is not coming out for a while either, so it was interesting that they announced it so early on. I don't remember when they announced Skyrim, but this one was definitely announced really, really early comparative to... or really, really late, or early. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought here.
It's all right.
Go ahead.
A lot just happened.
Yeah, a lot did just happen, but I don't know. I think Elder Scrolls 6 will definitely do a lot of damage to ESO. I guess that was actually the point I wanted to go on.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see because definitely a lot of people bought Online because they saw, oh hey, Elder Scrolls, let's try that. And I had to warn a ton of my friends who was buying it. I'm like, guys, this is Elder Scrolls Online. This isn't like Skyrim. Don't go in here looking for the Daedric armor like I did. You're not on the Daedric armor.
Yeah, for sure. I agree 100%. I think God, I'm really losing my train of thought. I thought Elder Scrolls Online was sort of a placeholder, and I think ZeniMax even is delaying Elder Scrolls 6 because they want to milk ESO as much as they can. Me and Ninja Monkey were talking about this, who just hosted us. He was on my podcast last week, and we were saying that a lot of the like Starfield, another Fallout game. Usually they do a Fallout, then an Elder Scrolls, then a Fallout, then an Elder Scrolls, but they're doing 2 Fallouts. So it must seem that they're letting ESO be that placeholder. And then also they're making the new Fallout game online. So do you think Elder Scrolls 6 will be online? And if so, do you want it to be? Because a lot of people...
No, Elder Scrolls 6 will not be online. If Bethesda does that, they're on the same level as EA at that point. They can't do that.
Really? See, I want it really badly. I think that would be
because
what you've always wanted from Elder Scrolls Online. I think just an MMO where it's just 1 or 2 people in all of the new place being able to quest together, I think that would be really special.
If they do it right, it could be better. My fear is though it's gonna get trapped in the loop of an MMO, and then it's gonna take away from the Elder Scrolls aspect. Now this is Bethesda Softworks making it, Todd Howard behind it, not Max, so different.
Bethesda Studios, not Softworks.
Bethesda Studios, you're right. But still, I always wanted you guys next to me playing Skyrim, but at the same time, like, Skyrim is your own world and it's how you make it. It's kind of like, I love Fallout 4 for being its own thing. If they make an Elder Scrolls, if Todd Howard makes an Elder Scrolls Online game by Bethesda Softworks, yes, then I'm all down. But the Elder Scrolls 6, I want this to be a sequel to, I want this to be right after Skyrim. I want this to just be all about that.
I think it depends on how much development they put into it, because I've seen forums where people say, well, what if you can take different sides and fight your friend in your world? Like someone joins the Pentas Oculatus and someone joins the Dark Brotherhood, and like they're trying to hunt each other down, and like you both are
Dark Brotherhood will win that fight.
But I'm just saying though, imagine how cool that would be. Like there's definitely some like avenues that I think Bethesda Studios can take it and actually do it well. And Fallout 76 is going to be really telling. I'm really happy. People are like, oh no, another Fallout game for an Elder Scrolls game. I'm like, no. Let them use Fallout to test it out, and then let's get the most refined Elder Scrolls game we can get. Honestly, ESO and other video games like Kingdom Hearts 3 and a bunch of other stuff coming out are going to keep me entertained until 2020. So I'm fine waiting.
Yeah. And it's like, whenever a game is about to get launched, or it's like a year or two out, I love it when a game company delays. Yeah. Because you're smart enough, they're like, all right, this isn't right. We're not going to get it done in time. We need to play it. Like, swear to God, if next Star Wars Battlefront gets delayed, I'm going to cry. But, like, but it's, like Elder Scrolls 6, we might get like a release date in like 2 years from now, saying probably like 2024. It probably 2025. That's actually probably what I would say Elder Scrolls 6 will come out. I can see it in 2025.
2025. Yeah, I can't. I don't know. I think it'll be 2022, 2020. In between.
Well, I think we're gonna get Starfield first.
Oh no, we are 2019.
Wait, really, for Starfield?
It's either no. It's going to be worked on in 2019, I think. It's coming out in 2019, 2020. It's going to be before Elder Scrolls. We'll have 76, Starfield, and then Elder Scrolls 6.
Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah, which is fine with me because I really want them to just like, figure out I want them to make a new engine, play test with it. I don't want a lot of bugs in this new Elder Scrolls game. So like I said, I'm fine with it.
Oh, come on. You need the good Bethesda bugs. A couple man falling, a couple you going flying in the air, the good glitches. You need them in a Bethesda game.
It stinks when they're game breaking.
It does stink when they're game breaking. That actually just happened to me.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Characters in Skyrim come back from the dead. Like, Snor from the Companions is alive. Astrid from the Dark Brotherhood is alive right now. I did all those quests. She's just walking around a burnt crisp. It's really freaky.
That's horrifying, actually.
I was just like, what are you doing? Yeah.
That's scary. Yeah, we kind of glossed over this fact, but I wanted to go back and talk about it. And I talked about it with Ninja Monkey was Elder Scrolls 6 kind of hurting ESO. And Ninja Monkey and me talked about, people will go play Elder Scrolls 6, but they'll beat it quick, and then they'll probably come back. I mean, I think ESO has a good enough community to survive, but I definitely think it'll take a hit because a lot of people are going to want to go take it.
Well, it depends on how you play Elder Scrolls 6. I mean, I probably, when Skyrim first came out, I didn't play another game for probably about a year and a half.
Fair enough, yeah.
I just played Skyrim. And I can imagine myself doing that with Elder Scrolls 6. I mean, who knows if I'll, it's going to come out while I'm in college and stuff, and at that point I might drop out because of Elder Scrolls 6. Hopefully they'll understand because it's Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah,
but
it's fair. It's a fair point. Your professors have to get that.
They have to understand.
It'll be interesting. I think the game's going to be pretty jam-packed with good content. I think people will leave ESO for it. I think the dedicated ESO streamers and players will stay with the game because there will obviously be new content coming out, hopefully by that point. And
oh yeah, I kind of always seen ESO built as two people playing it, like the Elder Scrolls people and the WoW players.
Yep. Yeah.
Together, and the WoW players are definitely not going to get Elder Scrolls 6. They might get it and then play it and be like, all right, that was fine, and then just go back to ESO and be like, I like this better. But the Elder Scrolls players are just going to be like, nope, I'm done.
I think a lot of the people like both because I find myself playing Skyrim all the time and I find myself playing ESO, streaming it every night, and still I can go to both. But that's fair. I would have liked to seen Elder Scrolls 6, maybe an Akaviri. That would have been interesting. It would have been ballsy. It would have been a ballsy play.
If they do Akaviri, I want them to do a pre, and I want them to go back to
Raymond Cyrodiil.
No, the 600 Companions. That wasn't Raymond Cyrodiil. That was...
No, the 600 Companions is north of Skyrim. That's Altmeri. No, not Altmeri, Athmora.
Yeah, oh my god, I got Elder Scrolls lore wrong on.
Yeah. So Raymond Cyrodiil was the first Dragonborn, and he came from Akavir, and he created...
I'm just gonna leave.
Yep, we'll see you later. It was a good podcast.
Yeah, see you guys later. Yeah, good podcast.
But, I don't know. I think...
that would be cool. But if they do any of those lands where... the did, I definitely want.
Here, say that again. You kind of cut out a little bit.
Sorry. If they do any of those lands where the races, I want to the beginning of the, or even a prequel about the Dwemer would be really cool.
Yeah. We had that technical difficulty again. That was weird. Your voice was going in and out a little bit. You seem to be.
My mic.
Yeah.
All right, am I good now?
Talk a little bit.
You can tell I'm legit because of my headset.
Yeah, that's fair. I got this, and then I got the mic. I come prepared. So I guess that's good enough for Elder Scrolls 6 stuff. Do you think ESO will be included in it? Do you think when we play Elder Scrolls 6 we'll go back and read lore books and we'll see ESO stories?
I forgot about that actually. If Elder Scrolls 6 isn't about the Red Guards together, I would love to see it be about the Dragon Break. And you kind of go back in time and almost fall into ESO where you might meet some of your characters that you met in the game, and you have to fix time. All right, that would be just a crazy game, but that'd be awesome.
That would be cool. That would be crazy if they did that.
That would be crazy if they did that right. Oh my god, that'd be awesome.
Elder Scrolls 6 has more potential than a lot of games I've thought about since Elder Scrolls. Once Elder Scrolls Online was announced, I felt the same way I do about ESO 6. Like, unlimited potential with ultimate chance of failure. You never know.
Oh, yeah, it could. I mean, all right, Todd Howard's record's pretty strong. I'll trust.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if the game's crap, that'd just be.
But I don't think they'll include it. I think Bethesda Studioz and ZeniMax Online Studios have very much distanced themselves. I know Rich Lambert once said in a question he answered, or someone answered, I think it may have been actually a lore. No, what am I saying? I went to PAX and met one of the lore guys, and he told me they have to run everything by
Todd Howard.
Yeah, and so all of Somerset had to be run by him. And he has to give the final okay because they are making those main titles, and he has to make sure they're not picking on anything or changing anything he might use. So
yeah, it's true.
I don't think we'll see it. I think we're in an alternate universe. I don't think Elder Scrolls Online people want to say that because it hurts the game's lore credibility, and it hurts people's perception of role-playing, especially when you know you're not making a difference in the world that your characters are going to touch one day. So, but I think they'll do it. I think there's a divide there. I don't think the companies have any beef, but I think they don't want to intermingle the two, which I'm confused why, because I think Elder Scrolls would gain a lot, and I think Skyrim or Elder Scrolls 6 could gain a lot because it could help make ESO a better game by including it in the lore. But
it could. I agree. I don't think they'll do it. I think they'll do these two separate, so you always have the MMO and you always have the story one. But it would be cool if they kind of incorporated them. I mean, Starfield's still rumored to incorporate Skyrim and Fallout.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like the universe, like with all the different worlds. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
Like a Castle Rock Elder Scrolls Bethesda game.
That'd be nuts. That would be absolutely crazy. I don't think there's anything else. We've kind of run over a lot of the topics. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about? Any questions for me? Anything I may have gone over and you're like, oh, I want to go back to that? It's okay if there's not.
One really fast one actually. The only other DLC that I thought was incredible, other than Hrothgar, was the Dark Brotherhood.
The Dark Brotherhood? Okay, yeah, we can go back.
I thought that was really well done. And again, I had one of those playing it. All right, I feel for these people. You do watch some really screwed up stuff in it, and I really liked it. And I loved the adding of the assassinations.
Yep, those are cool. It was tough, dude. It was a tough DLC.
Yeah, no, it was a tough DLC, and it didn't do what the Thief Guild did, which I really won't get into. Of if you get caught, you lose.
Yep.
This one, if you get caught, all right, go stand up and murder everybody, which I got caught like every time. I suck at sneaking.
Yeah.
So, it definitely lost a lot of money there on my guy, but still, and the armor they added. The Dark Brotherhood armor is so cool.
I think that's one of the things ESO did better than Skyrim. That's a good.
Yes, armor.
Let's talk about that. That's a good thing. What did ESO do better? I think ESO, the dodge roll. God bless.
I was about to say dodge roll.
Let's all take a moment.
The dodge roll.
All right, there's the moment. I think armor. I think armor crafting, armor coloring. Those are huge improvements that Skyrim needs badly.
I'm running into that issue right now of I really don't know what to wear. Iron.
Here, Matt, you're cutting out for me. Can you plug in your mic and pull and plug it back in or something?
I will do that.
Thank you. Thank you for those biddies, by the way. I appreciate that. Thank you guys all so much for watching.
All right, do I sound better?
Yeah. Keep talking.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Yep. Just start going. So, what were we gonna say?
Yeah. All right. I'm actually running to the problem now where I'm playing Skyrim and I don't know what to like, because I play in third person, so I want to wear armor that looks cool, and I'm really not 100 sure what to wear. And I love the ebony mail, that's what I'm doing, but it's just kind of like you get sick of it and you wish you could dye it or change it a little bit and wear light armor, but you upgraded heavy. And I think ESO is doing a great job of that.
I think even a more meticulous thing is you can combine armors much easier in ESO.
Yes.
You can't combine many armors in Skyrim because the color palette is so different. It'd be great to combine cool-looking gloves and ebony and armor and be able to color it all like blue and black, and then it would all look like it fit because it was one set. But they're like a light tree green, and then like a dark devil black, and it's like, well, okay, these look awful together, but they both look cool with their things. So. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
The Skyrim, again, this is something Elder Scrolls 6 can learn from ESO and what I was talking about Fallout, and just make it the best possible game it could be, and I hope to God they do it. Because the armors in ESO, I have trouble picking. Not because any of them look bad. It was just like, that's so cool. Oh my god, that's so much cooler. Wait, that's equally as cool. What do I do?
Yeah, no, for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
I think the crafting in Elder Scrolls Online I like better than Skyrim's. I like the crafting system. I think it's a little tougher, which makes it fun.
Yeah. I like Skyrim's a bit better.
I thought
like
Skyrim's was too easy. I thought Elder Scrolls Online, it's a tough entry, but that makes it way more rewarding when you get there.
Yeah, no, I can see that. That's a fair point. I think both are great.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Obviously, I'm not saying one is better than the other. Is there anything else that ESO did better? The dodge roll. I think the combat is just smoother. Maybe not the sword fighting, but definitely the spells and the.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that definitely is smoother because with the staffs and everything, it feels a bit smoother.
Yeah.
One thing I thought the ESO actually screwed up on a little bit. I guess really actually isn't a screw up at all. I at least when I always played Skyrim and then when I got ESO, I always just used the one-handed sword, never with a shield or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I get the point of using the shield, but it's still like a thing. It's like that's not even an option.
Yeah, it'd be cool if you could do one sword, one spell.
Yeah, like one sword and like a staff. Like, and I had a character in Skyrim who looked like Gandalf. Staff in one hand, and I had like the Wabbajack and like the blade sword, and it was awesome. So I just turned to a chicken and kill it.
That's cool. Yeah, those are things in Skyrim that don't happen in ESO as easily.
Yeah.
Those really funny special moments.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Again, thank God to the Bethesda glitches.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think ESO definitely did those things better. I think Skyrim obviously does the questing better. I think the housing is different because of the MMO. I can't give a winner or loser to either. I think where Skyrim, maybe the houses are easier to get and it's not as taxing on your coin. I think Elder Scrolls Online has a lot more options with houses, and I think they have a lot more options for styling it.
Oh, no, that's true. It's kind of like you buy a house in Skyrim and then you just buy decorations, and then you're just stuck with that.
Yep, and you can't move them around.
No, you can't move them around at all.
So I think...
I mean, the Whiterun house is just... it's my house.
It's perfect.
I live in Breezeway Home. It's perfect. So I never had an issue with it because that's just always the house I buy.
Yeah. I think that's another thing ESO did better.
A way to look at it is Skyrim is my favorite RPG, and Elder Scrolls Online is my favorite MMO.
Yep, that's a good way to put it. On that note, though, we're about at the time, guys. Matthew, I want to thank you so much for coming on. I hope you enjoyed yourself. If there's any final points you want to make to the viewers, anything you want to let them know.
Just I want Elder Scrolls 6.
Yep, fair enough. I want Elder Scrolls 6. Guys, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Here, let me quickly end the recording.